All right, so this is video number 3 in the series of videos about principles of program design. You might be wondering why I'm teaching you this. Well, this is something I teach the trainers, but it's important for you to understand these principles because your body is the #1 thing you should know about. So number 3, we're talking about accommodation. And accommodation has to do with a plateau. If anyone knows what a plateau is, that's when you hit something and then you just stay the same, right? So accommodation is adapting to a repeated response. So I'll just read the definition real quickly. Your body reaches homeostasis, that's meaning like resting level, in response to a repeated response, also known as a plateau. It's where the body stops changing. Now this is an example where you can see somebody running who's been running for years and years and years, and they can just go out and jog for an hour and their body feels like normal. It's almost like homeostasis, meaning their body doesn't get any stimulus from it because they're so used to running that it does nothing for their body. We can see this in other sports and other activities where somebody is doing something all day that another person can't do at all, or for 5 minutes or for an hour. So the person has adapted, which relates back to our principle 1, specific adaptations to impose demands, and now they've adapted to it, and now they've become accommodated to that, meaning they can stay in that stress level for consistent period of time and remain almost at homeostasis. It's like nothing has changed. So if I give an example back in the one other principles we had, which would be if someone woke up and did 20 squats for 3 sets every day, they would get accommodation probably within 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even less. So if they wake up, they do 20 squats, 3 sets, every day in the morning, 2 to 3 weeks in, the body would accommodate. When you wake up, you do 20 squats, it would feel like nothing. Your body wouldn't know the difference. It has totally adapted, and now it's reached a plateau or accommodation where it needs more stress on the neuromuscular system to now reach another level. And it should be done methodically and carefully. So I'll just give you an example with the 20 squats. Typically, you would adapt very quick to bodyweight squats. Again, it depends on where you are in your health and fitness, what you've been doing. So the next thing is you either need to add weight or more reps or more intensity. So here's what we do. Weights, reps, intensity, these are all variables that can be changed. So maybe you wake up, you do 20 squats now with 2 10-pound dumbbells. That's one variable change. Maybe you wake up, you do 20 squats way faster, or maybe you do a little bit of a jump, right? That's another variable change. Maybe you wake up and you do 25 squats, 3 sets. That's another variable change. Maybe you wake up, you do 20 squats, and you normally rest 1.5 minutes, but this time you're only going to rest 30 seconds. That's another variable change. So these are all variables that can be changed when your body accommodates to alter the variables and stresses to the body. Now again, you only want to change one variable at a time as you're doing these strength and conditioning exercises. So how does that work with back pain? Well, any movement usually done correctly in the correct movement patterns will begin to heal your back. So for example, just squatting correctly heals the spine, right? It actually helps the hips, it helps the lower back, it helps the core. So squatting correctly and learning how to squat correctly. Now sometimes that takes a lot to get somebody to squat correctly, and this is where Back Pain Relief for Life comes in. And the reason why I'm always talking about this is because almost everybody in their life needs this program. It's going to mobilize the hips, stabilize the spine, lengthen your spine, affect your posture, and you'll just feel better and healthier. So again, with the principles of program design, we use that in our training programs. We have level 1, 2, and 3, for example, in our Back Pain Relief for Life. So in that scenario, the level 1 will be doing something less intense. Level 2 we'll increase the intensity, reduce the amount of rest, and then we continue on like that. Level 3 is going a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, activating more intensity and doing things that add more weight to the body. So an example would be holding your legs up further out away from your body, which causes more torque, which means you have to engage your abs and the muscles that stabilize the spine. And when we do this progressively, it can create massive changes. So this is the principle number 3 in the series of videos on the principles of program design, and this is accommodation.